we really care about the planet, we will do it right here where we do it best.
We need nuclear. Nuclear is an important part of this mix that we're not.
This is how we become energy independent. This is how we lower energy costs.
While clean energy is a relatively newer thing, it certainly does not mean that it is not important. Having reliable clean energy is a crucial aspect for the future of our planet. In 2022, 34 billion tons of coal across the world was burned to make power. This is not good and will have detrimental impacts on the future. Cleaner and reusable power has been helping to reduce the amount. However, the technology is not there and might not be for several decades to come. Some countries are much better with having cleaner power. Here in the US, we generate around 80% of our energy through renewable methods. It's no surprise to anyone that our planet is heavily polluted. In fact, there are over 130 billion tons of carbon dumped into our atmosphere every year from carbon emissions, the second highest percentage being power production at 25%. These numbers will only continue to rise and kill our future. Not to mention the rise in carbon in the atmosphere, will contribute to global warming, which will only cause more problems for the future of our planet.
Health effects of that smoke in the air that we have been breathing for far too long. It's causing asthma, it's causing health effects of many people.
When taking a look at which countries produce the most carbon emissions, two big names shine brightly. Both China and Russia output the most carbon emissions when it comes to power production, while it is mostly from much larger areas of land that need to be kept up. It also has something to do with the health codes of the two countries, because their workers are so focused on keeping up with the need of power across the two countries. There are definitely a few bits that are skipped in order to increase efficiency. Obviously, this can cause several problems such as sickness, lung disorders, and sometimes even fateful responses. For some of us, nature is an escape from the struggles of this world. Clean energy is an alternative to the carbon-emitting methods that are most commonly used throughout the world. Clean energy hopes to eliminate most of the carbon emissions that are produced while trying to keep the same efficiency. There are even a few smaller countries who are already completely clean and only get their power from renewable and clean sources. Iceland is a perfect example of this, as the whole country is powered off of 70% geothermal energy and 30% hydroelectric. And while it might be a smaller country, it sets the standard for a big improvement that can be scaled throughout the world.
Different geographical features allow for clean energy to succeed, such as solar in the Southwest, natural gas in Texas, hydropower in the Pacific Northwest, or nuclear energy in the South.
Taking advantage of our geological circumstances, we can skyrocket the amount of power coming from these renewable sources worldwide. This lets every country, no matter where it's located, have a hope for cleaner energy in their future, as there are favorable conditions for every situation.
For instance, U.S. natural gas is 40% cleaner than Russian natural gas.
Even when talking about natural gases, different regions have cleaner and healthier gases that might not be a solution, but a step in the right direction. Unfortunately for us, the technology that is needed to scale these renewable power sources up to the point where they can power the whole world does not currently exist. Also, some things to consider is the effect that natural disasters have on power production. For things like fossil fuels, it is easy to increase production of power when another method fails. Now, for renewable sources, the generation capacity is limited to what the current technology can support, which means that if one power system fails, it could mean total blackout for multiple cities for several days.
Don't rule out U.S. fossil fuels as actually a tool to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
By using cleaner natural gas and by slowly developing more renewable energy production methods, we can take small steps to make a dent in current technological issues. Here is a quick recap of what we discussed. We talked about the current problems with carbon emissions in power production and the health concerns that stem from them. We also discussed current renewable and cleaner energy production methods and ways that the future will improve them. Lastly, we talked about the current issues with efficient clean power production, but by taking small steps, we can work towards a cleaner future from now. So the question is If you have what it takes to make a dent in these carbon emissions, are you willing to help save our planet and lives? Or are you willing to watch our future crumble because it's the easiest way out?